First tonight, she only has one arm and can't walk. She's one of Australia's bravest mums, affectionately known as Skatey Tracy because that's how she gets around, on a skateboard. But here's something to make your blood boil. Although she's had to overcome so many obstacles already, now the government has put something else in her path. Here's Glenn Conley.
Ready, set, go.
Born with one arm and no legs, Tracy Barrell has been dealt a pretty rough hand in life. Not that her disability has slowed her down.
A great moment for the 18-year-old as she gets a second gold medal. Congratulations, Tracy Barrell.
The single mother of 2 boys and Paralympic gold medalist is one of the most positive people you'd be lucky enough to meet. She never complains and rarely asks for help.
I want to live my life and I want to be able to do the best I can, but I know that I've only got my one arm and I'm starting to slow down. I've had shoulder surgery, elbow surgery and wrist surgery.
Naturally, there are some things Tracy simply can't do on her own. Like anything which involves a crowd where she could be trampled or where she needs her mobility scooter, which she can't load into and out of her car on her own. Places like the theatre, sports events or the cinema. Recently, Tracy applied for a disability companion card, so someone can go with her to give her a hand. Incredibly, National Disability Services knocked her back. Apparently, Tracy's not disabled enough.
As I opened it, I noticed there was no card, and then I read the thing and the first few words were "unfortunately," and I was just devastated. I pretty much threw it off to the side and was in tears all day.
I was like, are you serious? There's no grey area here. You have no legs and you've only got one arm. What are they missing?
Tracy's friend Megan Sartor is the one who usually goes with her to events to help. As things stand, they pay for the extra ticket between them.
Any concerts or musicals, they're up around $150 to $200 per ticket, so it becomes a very expensive exercise.
My friends don't want to ask if I can pay for it, and they're not going to say that they can't pay for it because they want to help me. So it just stops all that anxiety.
I don't mean to be insensitive, but no legs and one arm, how could you not be disabled enough?
I don't know. People ask me what my disability is, I say it, and they still don't believe me. It's like I can fake this. You can't fake this.
As if being told she wasn't disabled enough to need help wasn't bad enough, when Tracy called to challenge the decision, she was bombarded with insensitive, ridiculous questions. The NDS officer even wanted to argue about precisely how many limbs Tracy had missing.
She was just inquiring if my right arm was off at the shoulder, and I said no, so it was a bit of a, okay, that means it's a 1.5 arm. I sort of argued and said, well, it's not really a half because there's no elbow. With my leg stumps, she asked if I had hips, and I said, yes, I have hips, but nothing much past that. I've only got one hip because there's no hip on that side. And yeah, she sort of made out as if I was quite able.
The really crazy thing about all this is the companion card costs the taxpayer absolutely nothing. Zero. The cost is picked up by the venues which allow the companions of disabled patrons in for nothing. And most venues actually have an area set aside for precisely this purpose, which means it barely costs them anything either. And if at the end of the day Tracy wanted to use a card to go to a few extra movies, shows or sporting events, who on earth would begrudge her?
I bring my own seat, I bring my scooter, but I can't bring my own scooter if I haven't got people to help me put it in.
I'd like to challenge the person that knocked it back to sit on the ground, put one hand behind their back and try to show us how you do get a 50-kilo scooter out of the back of Tracy's car.
Megan's not Tracy's only helper. 14-year-old Bryce and 11-year-old Oscar also do their bit around the house, at the supermarket.
One person will be pushing her and holding the bags and the other will be reaching up and getting the stuff for her, so she does need this card.
I don't know why she'd say no because she's not disabled enough. I don't understand.
Tracy Barrell is remarkably independent. But this time, for this one little thing, this Order of Australia medalist needs a helping hand. Yet this is how her country repays her. It's shameful.
It's another thing I have to fight for, which I shouldn't have to fight for. I should just be cruising along and you know, living life.
National Disability Services say Tracy was denied a companion card because she could independently access the community without one. Since we became involved, however, they've done an about-face and approved her application. You'll find that full NDS statement on our website.